I'm going to take a big Bigelodian. Did I say Bigelodian? Yes. Yes, I did. Okay, anyway. Excuse me. Oh, having noisy neighbors is the worst. This is my concoction. Okay, this is my oh. Okay.
We're gonna get straight into it. As you can see, I look different, okay? I look different than I would usually look, but there's a process going on here. There's a process going on here. I am going to, for the very first time, show how I do my finger coils. Whether you want to categorize this as a tutorial, how to, I don't know yet. I don't know. Or simply me just being me, okay? No pressure over here. No pressure whatsoever. Okay, so let's get started. My hair is low porosity. As you can see, I have on 2 shower caps. So yes, one, 2. I have on 2 shower caps. I like my body heat, or I prefer my body heat more so than a dryer or a hooded dryer to actually help products penetrate into my strands, okay? I am soon to wash my hair. I mentioned this before, okay? If I did not mention this before, this is simply how I do my finger coils. I want you to know what I do is not Bible. I am simply here to inform, all right? And inform authentically. That's it. That's it. I am soon to wash my hair, okay? I'm soon to wash my hair. And then after I wash my hair, I'm going to blow dry all those things and show you a few things that I do for my finger coils. Okay, so before I wash my hair, I like to detangle my hair. How do I detangle my hair? I detangle my hair by putting my hair, or separating my hair into 4 different sections, okay? So 4 different sections. Then I go section by section and I finger comb, or first I spray. You gotta use the water. Gotta use the water first. I spray, and then I put my oils on. I work that through, and then I finger comb, okay? I finger comb. If you have watched my content, whether it be my shorts on YouTube, or you follow me on Instagram, or maybe even TikTok, this is my concoction, okay? This is my concoction. I usually just put it on my sections and I work through it, you know? I work through it, making sure I get my ends first and working my way up. Should that make any sense? I'm going to show what my hair looks like in the 4 sections. So after, okay, what is it, a pre-poo? Okay, I think this is also a pre-poo, okay? I think this is also considered a pre-poo, like pre-poo and detangle, right? Pre-poo and detangle. During the pre-poo process, okay, and detangle process, I'm going to show you what the 4 sections look like. Here we go. Okay, so, hey girl, hey! This is what Asha looks like, okay? This is what Asha looks like before she's ready to get washed. Let's talk about the products that I will be using to actually wash my hair. Let's go. First up, we've got the Kinky Curly Come Clean. It says a natural moisturizing shampoo. I use this as a clarifying shampoo, okay? To clarify my hair, all right? So we will be using the Kinky Curly, okay? The Kinky Curly Come Clean shampoo to clarify the hair. Okay, so I will be using Cecred, okay? I will be using Cecred, the hydrating shampoo, and then I will also follow up with the hydrating conditioner. So in order so far, we've got the Come Clean by Kinky Curly to clarify the hair, all right? Then we've got the Cecred, okay? Cecred hydrating shampoo. And after that, we are following up with the hydrating conditioner, okay? I simply want my hair to feel as though it is in a salon, or if not a salon per se. Explaining the reason why I am going with Cecred at the moment. I simply want to feel as though I'm giving Asha a luxury experience. So Yeah, after using the Cecred Hydrating Conditioner, I will then follow up lastly with the TGIN Rose Water Hair Mask, or Deep Conditioner, okay, or Deep Conditioner. I don't know the name of this brush. Someone comment down below to tell me the name of this brush. I don't recall the name of this brush, but okay. I use this brush for detangling sometimes, okay? Sometimes. I mostly detangle, okay? I mostly detangle with my fingers. Finger detangling, all right? Finger detangling for me is basically always the answer. I do use a detangling brush every once again, okay? Every once and again. I have a Tangle Teezer. I don't believe it's a Tangle Teezer. It's like the Tangle Teezer dupe or something. And then I have this brush as well. So now I'm going to wash my hair with the products that I showed you all. And then afterwards, we will be back. We will be back with my hair. Okay, so now I am back with Asha. Asha has been cleansed, shampooed, conditioned, and yeah, so we're back. To blow dry my hair, I'm going to prep it first, and I'm going to go in with the Protective Type by Fenty Hair. I've mentioned this before in another video. I've actually mentioned this product before. I might link it here just so that you know what video I am speaking of. I'm going to go ahead and apply this to each section, okay? And then I will blow dry my hair. The next time you will see me, Asha will be in her full form. As you can see, my hair dryer and I are currently matching today, or as some people say, twinning or whatnot. This is my hair dryer I will be using, but the next time you will see me, Asha will be in her full form. So I failed to mention, here's basically the order. So I'm going to put on my heat protectant for protection to blow dry my hair. After I have blow dried Asha, I then will end up doing the LOC method. Basically liquid, okay, liquid and leave-in here, which is the Kinky Curly Not Today, as well as spring water, okay? Then I will go in using my oil concoction, and after that I will be using the TGIN Buttercream Daily Moisturizer. However, here is the catch, all right? So before I put on my Eco Style gel, I try to be very, very, very light-handed with the LOC method. And the reason I feel like I do that is so that even though I'm going to get a cast anyway from the Eco Style gel, it's not as, I don't want to say not as bad because that's not the word I'm looking for. However, I feel as though it does something, like create some type of barrier in between. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, anyway, the next time you will see me, Asha will be in her full form. Asha would then be LOC'd, okay? And then we're gonna start with our coils, our finger coils. The conditioner, she did what she needed to do. hold. This is Asha, okay? This is Asha in all of her glory, okay? Now we're going to section her into 4. Section her into 4, and then we're going to do the LOC method, and we're gonna get started. We're gonna get started with some finger coils. Washed, conditioned, detangled, pre-pooed, all that good stuff. And I also simply wrapped up the LOC method with her. I'm now going to start on my finger coils. Usually I start in the back. I like to start in the back. However, okay. Since I'm on camera, I'm gonna start in the front just so that you can get an idea of what the curls themselves will look like. Now, I'm not certain if I will record the entire time of me coiling, you know, finger coiling, just because it can be time consuming, but hopefully you'll get the idea. Some of my finger coils are already forming, and I still have my section here, but what I like to do, I like to take, how do I explain this? Sometimes I take a section within a section to make my coil. That might not make any sense, but yes. And then also, so I'm obviously using the Eco Style styling gel, the olive oil one. What I usually do when I do my finger coils, I take my fingers, and they're a bit dirty right now. It has hair on them and things like that. But anyhow, I take my hand and I usually just scoop up and I place it on the top here, inside of the top. I treat it like a plate of some kind. Does that make sense? I treat it like a plate. So again, I'm working out of 4 sections, all right? I'm working out of 4 sections. However, I also like to part a small section or small sections at a time within that one section to make it easier for me to work. When I part Asha into 4 different sections, it helps me out a lot to part Asha into 4 different parts, and it makes everything move much smoother. So hopefully that makes sense. If you see me looking up, down, all around, okay, I have 2 different mirrors, okay? Two different mirrors. Oh, and I also want to say my coils are not perfect. Let's get that straight right now. My coils are not perfect, meaning, okay, one can be one size and the other could be another size. I say if you are going to do finger coils, do what works for you, okay? Do what works for you. You see the whiteness and whatnot? It's gonna dry clear, all right? Once it sets, once everything sets, it's going to, once everything sets, it's going to dry clear, so there's no need to be worried. It will dry clear. My biggest suggestion when you are doing finger coils, or honestly any natural hairstyle, okay, in my opinion, please section your hair into 4 sections. There are some people, okay, there are some people that function better with maybe 8 sections, 10 sections, 6 sections. To each their own, to each their own. I am simply saying, please, when you are doing your hair, when you are doing your natural hair, if you can, all right, if you can stand it, all right, I dare say, even if you can't stand it, please just like section your hair, you know. I don't know, maybe it's just me, I don't know. First of all, my eyes are red, okay, my eyes are red, specifically my right eye, but it's going to show left on camera. So as you can see, my coils, right, my coils, they are coiling. I have this much left on my right side. However, this is what I like to do when I get up front, because there's a certain look that I personally enjoy when it comes to my finger coils. And I want my finger coils to fall a certain way. So what I do is when I get up to this point here, I take my finger or a comb and I map out my coils, or like where I want my coils to be, or where I want them to fall perhaps. So I like my finger coils to kind of go on my face a little bit, but also I like having the choice of them not being in my face. Does that make any sense? I'm going to tie the rest of this in a scrunchie, all right, until I'm actually ready to do that section. So this is what I do, okay? I take my water, right? And I also want to say this too. So when it comes to doing your hair, any natural hairstyle, I'm trying to point away from my camera so that my camera doesn't get wet. Anyway, when it comes to doing your hair, any natural hairstyle, in my personal opinion, okay? In my personal opinion, so you have, first of all, you should be using water. Please use water before any product, okay? And also when you are doing your hair and you're using product, sometimes you don't need more product. Sometimes you simply need more water, or simply even it out, I suppose, but overall just use more water. And I've got some water running down my face here. That it is what it is. Sometimes when you do your hair it gets messy. It's worth it in the end, at least for me. Yeah, so this is water, and as you can see I am finger combing my hair, okay? I'm finger combing my hair. And now I'm going to take a little bit of gel, a little bit of hair gel here. After the water I take a bit of gel, a bit of the hair gel, and I just place it on there from like the root to tip, okay? And then I go over my tips, or my ends, and I add a little more to my ends. And what I like to do is work that through by finger combing my hair, okay? So remember, once again, not only did I use water, but I also used the Eco Style Gel, right? So with that said, remember, sometimes all you need is more water, okay? Sometimes it's just, what? Exactly, more water. So again, I just want to make this as clear as possible, or as clear as I can. My finger coils won't be perfect. However, they will be to my liking. I say that because I highly recommend that you do your finger coils to your liking. I usually start in the back, all right? However, due to me being on camera and for whatever reason, I decided to start with the front. And honestly, I'm not sure if me starting in the front made it go a little faster. I'm literally on about 2 hours. I'm literally on about 2 hours of doing my hair, and this usually takes about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I don't know, maybe I cracked the code. Maybe I should start doing my front first. Anyway, I used some clips to simply clip these curls out the way as I'm working on the back here. And I am almost done, as you can see. And we're gonna finish this out. These are how my finger coils turned out. All right, these are how my finger coils turned out. And as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, or as I mentioned prior, I like my coils to sort of fall onto my face, if that makes any sense, because some people do their finger coils differently. Some might do them with the side part or just strictly down the middle. I like a down the middle part, but toward the front, I like things to kind of fall on my face. Here's a close-up, okay? Here's a close-up of my coils. So they're still wet, right? My coils, they're still wet, but I wanted to give a little bit of a close-up to my coils, okay, and how they look. Look here, look here. These are my finger coils. What I like to do, okay, what I like to do is I like to put a mousse over top my finger coils, or on top of all of my finger coils. And so the mousse that I will be using is the Crazy Sexy Cool mousse by the Do. I just take a few pumps. I take a few pumps, 1, 2, maybe 2.5, rub it together just a bit, and I literally just like dab it, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Seriously though, I just put it over top. It's like a top coat. You know what I'm saying? Like when you do your nails or when you go to the salon, the top coat is, you know, the top coat is useful. Yeah, but that's really about it. So yes, you see some of the white stuff here that just literally came from the foam. However, okay, however, what I am going to do next is sit under my hooded dryer. Sit under my hooded dryer for about 20 to 45 minutes, okay, 20 to 45 minutes, and everything should be set in stone. If not set in stone, if that's not what I'm trying to say, everything should be done, okay? Everything should be done after I sit under my hooded dryer. And then I will be back with the finished look. Okay, so this is the final look. I actually stretched my coils, so I went to sleep and then I woke up, okay? Do not ask me how long I was up for filming, okay? And do not ask me, you know, yeah. Don't ask. That's probably where my red eyes were coming from. My red eyes were probably telling me that it was time to go to sleep. However, this is the finished look, okay? This is how they are looking, okay? I went to sleep with them. And I woke up with them. So, again, this is the finished look. Tell me, let's start a conversation. What products do you use for your finger coils? Do you like finger coils at all? Some people don't even like finger coils, which, you know, to each his own. Also, let me know, how long do your finger coils last? I'm interested. I am very, very interested because everyone gives a different answer on this. Let's start a conversation. Let me know down in the comments section below, okay? Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, all right? Don't forget to turn on your post notification button as well so that you are notified whenever I upload. And one more thing, okay? One more thing. Don't forget to hype up this video if they give you the option to hype the video, okay? Until next time.